Troy Davis. Do you know who this black man was? This was a man executed in Georgia for committing a crime he didn't do. In 1989, he was accused of killing a police officer in a fast food restaurant of this state. He fought for 20 long years. He even though submitted himself to a lie detector test. He got denied. He numerous times tried to get a new trial. He got denied. And after all the fight, he got executed. He didn't have enough evidence against him. He pleaded innocent all the way, and he still got executed. What are we talking about here? I would like you to cite a third warden in the Georgia death chamber. It says like this. While most of the prisoners whose executions we participated in accepted responsibility for the crimes they committed, some of us have also executed prisoners who maintained their innocence until the end. It is those cases that are more haunting to an executioner. You see? What are we talking about here? This case of Troy Davis has become a symbol of everything that is broken, everything that is a flaw in the United States justice system. This is what I want you to be aware of, that our justice system is a total flaw and needs a reform. My first supporting point for my argument is discrimination. Discrimination by race, sex, ethnicity, beliefs, everything. If you're Puerto Rican, Colombian, black, immigrant, everything. All of us at some point of our lives have been point of discrimination. We have been stereotyped. If you're Puerto Rican, you're a dirty person. If you're a black man, you commit more crimes, you rob. If you're an immigrant, you don't work, you don't do anything. See, we have been stereotyped. These people have been targeted for this for a long time, and we need to stop this. In a trial, if it's a black person or a poor person, they're more likely to be guilty. Why? Because they have more money, or just because they are a stereotype. A Louisiana State Department study showed that in a 2-year period, 70% of the people stopped on the highway were black or immigrants. 70%. What is this? 70% of the people stopped were black people. Another fact, nearly 51 of individuals in a study conducted by the same people showed that police are most likely to use brute force against minorities. Another fact, the U.S. Sentencing Commission reported in March 2010 that in the federal system, black offenders received sentences that are 10% longer and harsher than the white offenders for the same crime. I could go on the whole day talking about facts and statistics about this, but I will never finish. The sad thing is that I'm talking about highways there, and it doesn't get any better in the court. Another point I would like to sustain. Another flaw is the economic situation for the states and the public thinking. Many of these cases are manipulated by these two things. For example, the Coney case. Do you know who Coney is? Coney is a black man who lives in Africa. No one knows if it's real or fake. But he is accused by a young man like me, 20 years, by killing people, adopting children, killing families. No one knows if it's true. But this young man recorded a 10 whole minute video talking about Coney and taking firms to get this guy and to go to Africa. What are we talking about here? This video is putting pressure on the United States Senate and government to go to Africa. And then again, why do they want to get in Africa? To get Coney? Who is Coney? As he says in the video, he's been doing this for 4 years. If he has been doing this for 4 years, he would have been dead. Where else would have killed him? He wouldn't be here anymore. But he goes on. He wants to get in Africa for petroleum. That's the only thing about it. They are committing dispersion to the government to get inside Africa get the petroleum, to win the petroleum war. My second main point is the manipulation of money. Wow, money. What is money? Money is the monetary system we use to buy all that we have to live. This manipulates everything in our lives, but even though manipulates more the justice in our state. How easy it is to get false accusation, false testimony, false everything through money. This can destroy a person's reputation completely. For example, well, Floyd Mayweather case. What are we talking about here? He committed ballistic violence. He hit a woman, a boxer, hit a woman, and he's only committing 2 months in prison, and a prison that is better than my house. What are we talking about here? If I did that crime, I would be minorly 2 years in prison. My certificate of good conduct, I wouldn't have one. I couldn't get to work because of that. But on the contrary, he's Floyd Mayweather, the best boxer in the world, a millionaire guy. What did he do? Get the best lawyer in the world, got out of jail. Simple. It is simple. Then again, the money. In a case when you are poor and you don't have money to get a lawyer, they most of the time get a free lawyer for you. And 90% of the time that people get a free lawyer, most of the time are black people or immigrants. They are guilty. Why? Because of the stereotypes. Another example, Francisco Arellano's case. Well, this is he's known better by the Tigrito. He is the leader of the cartel gang in Mexico. You know what? He got captured by the federals. He had drug cases, killing cases, murdering cases, chain murders. He had a whole monopoly with drugs in all America. He only got life in prison. You will say, wow, it's life in prison, but okay. But what about this Troy Davis guy? He was accused of killing a mayor officer. One person. He didn't do it, and he still got punished, executed. What about this guy? He's in jail. He's in jail. And I bet 20 years far from here, he will be free. Why? He's a millionaire. He's a millionaire. He can get everything he wants. He can get a lawyer to get him out of there. What are we talking about here? Another point I would like to state, the flaws inside the system. Senator Jim Webb cited that our justice is a national disgrace. Why? First, people with mental illness, where they're supposed to be? In a mental hospital, right? Well, no, they're in prison, most of them. Drug addicts, where they're supposed to be? In a rehab center. Where are they? In prison. Why? They don't have money. They're poor people. If they're poor people, no one will sacrifice for you. You will go in jail, and that's about it. You need to live in jail and hope someday you get out. That's how it is. Second, wrongful convictions. As I said, discrimination, stereotypes, all of this. There's another fact. According to the U.S. Department of Justice and the Benjamin N. Cardozo School of Law, eyewitnesses misidentification were a factor in 70% of the cases. What is this? If you or me go to a case and you go against someone, for example, they're offering $1 million if you go against this person. Fine, you go to the court. You can be a normal person, a random person. You say, oh, I'm gonna testify against this guy. Okay, you testify against him. If he's guilty, you get the money. If it's a black man or a minority, you can go there fully and just try. What are you going to lose? Nothing. Just go there, testimony, and if it's guilty, you get the money. What are we talking about here? Another fact. They enable to control gangs in the United States. For example, we're a state of the United States. The caseríos. What are we talking about here? The police knows better than anyone what are the caseríos doing right now. I could enter a caserío right now. I could see the punto there, selling drugs, all types of things. Why the police doesn't get in there? Why? Because of fear. They don't want to get in. They can manipulate a case, but they have money. All these drug dealers, they have money. They can get other people to manipulate the case for them. And it will get a fight of who's manipulating the case better. Who will get free? Who will get what they want? My fourth and main point is the sake of individual freedom and not collective rights. This is what all people do. People seek for individual freedom. No one will sacrifice for no one. They seek individual. That's it. This is what everyone wants. This is what the justice is. It's a total flaw. Because people look for their own good. They don't look for the collective good of the society. Both of these things, they cannot coexist in our world. You're gonna get collective rights or individual rights. You can make them both. You just can't. You will not succeed in any of them. And now I will show you a video where a professional lawyer explains you the flaws in the United States judicial system.
The United States of America, land of freedom and equality, a place where all citizens have equal access to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
It's important for us to try and make sure that our country maintains the liberty and the freedom that we've had in the past.
Not if you ask the Tea Partiers. And while many might wonder what exactly they've been complaining about, it looks like they might be onto something. According to a new report by the World Justice Project, the United States ranks the lowest out of 11 developed countries when it comes to access to civil justice. And less than 1 in 5 low-income Americans gets the legal assistance they need.
Wealthier people get good lawyers, private lawyers. They get out of whatever they were accused of, and the same accusation against a low-income person of color will lead them to jail for lengthy periods of time.
And it looks like the good old U.S. of A. doesn't stack up when it comes to other factors either. Out of the 9 factors that the project looked into, from absence of corruption to limited government power to an effective criminal system, the United States ranked 7th or below out of 11 countries in all areas except for 1. But did we really need a report to prove that the United States isn't all it's cracked up to be? Let's take a look at the justice system. It's not just low-income Americans that don't have access to legal services. Many argue that African Americans are unfairly prosecuted too. In
the United States, we have this terrible problem with American bigotry. Racist bigotry, class bigotry. Within the system, not an accident, a system of white capital supremacy where we still have a large part of the population celebrating the idea that white people are superior to black people.
Every day, Americans witness shocking stories of police brutality. And police departments across the country are shelling out sometimes up to $1 billion, as is the case in New York City, to settle cases, many having to do with brutality.
Everybody interacts with the police, and you think that they are there to serve and protect us. But, you know, police officers need to understand that they swear an oath to the Constitution, and the number one important factor they should provide in their job is constitutional protection for the citizens of this country. I think that's been lost.
And what about limited government powers? The United States ranks 9th out of the 11 developed countries when it comes to that. The National Legal and Policy Center recently found that the White House might be spying on Americans on Facebook, Twitter, and other social media websites. And not too long ago, President Obama re-signed the Patriot Act that allows the government to spy on Americans and seize personal records and private data in the name of Homeland Security.
We now know, and the federal government has admitted, that Homeland Security's main focus is not men in caves in Central Asia. The main focus is anti-war activists, Quakers, conservatives, libertarians, land rights activists, anti-GMO activists. It's basically everybody.
And while the United States wages wars abroad to bring freedom and democracy to other countries, many say it need not look beyond its own borders to find problems to solve.
And here we are going around the world bombing and invading other countries to bring democracy to them, when we really should be focusing on improving our democracy here at home.
A hypocrisy and irony that may just contradict what the United States was founded on. Priya Sridhar, RT, Washington, D.C.
Now that you have seen the video, what do you think about our legal system? Is it a total flaw? It needs to be reformed? What do you say? Now to conclude, I will look to summarize my 4 main points of why the legal system is a flaw. First of all, people wrongly accused. People wrongly accused by discrimination, race, sex, ethnicity, beliefs, immigration, economic situation, all type of discrimination in our legal justice. Second of all, manipulated by money. Money is the monetary system that manipulates all in our world. Without money, you can't live. Money moves everything around it. The flaws inside the system. This is the point that I've been talking about all my speech. This is what I've been talking about is what summarizes this point. And last but not least, the sake of individual freedom, not collective right. This is the point that generalizes all of my speech. The sake of individual freedom. Most people do this to seek individual satisfaction, not collective satisfaction. And to succeed in this world and in the future, we need to get collective rights. We need to do this in order to succeed. If not, I don't see it. I would like to cite a quote that says like this: "After the chaos and carnage of September 11th, it is not enough to serve our enemies with legal papers," by George W. Bush.